Hi, how do you feel when speaking English? Do you feel comfortable and confident? Or do you feel uncomfortable or even anxious? You know the word anxious when you're very worried? Or do you think people don't really understand you when you speak English? Or you don't understand them? Are you worried about your pronunciation? You know the way you say words? Or about your accent? Some people have a British accent, some people have an American or an Australian accent. Do you feel like a different person when you speak English? In your native language, you have a rich vocabulary, right? You know a lot of words. You can express yourself easily. But when you speak English, you feel less smart or even stupid. Do you know the word dumb? It's informal for stupid. It's like being a strong lion in your first language and a timid cat when you speak English. You know the word timid, shy, not really confident, easily frightened. Maybe you feel like a fast cheetah at home. You know a cheetah is the fastest land animal. And when you speak English, you feel like a sloth. And you know a sloth is really, really slow. If that's how you feel, let me whisper something in your ear. Do you know the word whisper? To speak softly. This is to whisper. Okay, so let me whisper something in your ear. You're not the only one. It's really okay to feel this way when you start learning a new language. A lot of us can relate to you. We know what it feels like. So welcome to the club. Now please remember that there is hope and light on this path. And you might never be the same lion or the same cheetah you were in your first language. But you can still become a confident cat in English. Confident, sure about yourself, or a quick, dynamic sloth. Right? Dynamic means someone who has ideas and is excited. So don't lose hope, okay? Let me tell you something really important. Are you ready? If you're learning with me or with another teacher, if you have 2 or 3 lessons a week, I'm sorry guys, this isn't enough. If you want to become a confident and fluent speaker. I'm making these videos primarily with my students in mind, imagining that I'm talking to you guys, encouraging you, sharing things with you, trying to help you get better at English. But if we don't know each other yet, and you find these videos helpful, encouraging, inspiring, this is great. You are in the right place. You're also welcome to join us on this exciting learning journey. And also, if you are just starting to learn English, I would say you're welcome to join us too. I will explain certain words as I talk, so you may find these videos helpful and inspiring. If we haven't met before, I'm Magdalena, a qualified English teacher. I'm not a native speaker, and I'm not trying to pretend to be one. You know the word pretend? Pretend means to behave as if something is true when actually you know it's not. So I'm not trying to pretend to be a native speaker. I do have family in the United States. I've spent quite some time in several English-speaking countries, but English is not my native language. But I love English, and I love teaching it. English has been one of my passions for many years, and I'm so happy when I can share this love and this passion, this love for English with my students. And I can teach them practical, useful things. Those of you who can afford classes probably take 1 or 2 lessons a week, which is great, but it's not enough to become a confident and fluent speaker. Even if you study with a teacher every day, and here I really don't mean that you should book more lessons. I know it's super expensive. I know it costs a lot of money. No. Okay? You know what? Let me try this. I think you should focus on the slides right now. Okay? So, I feel sometimes that learners rely too much on their teacher. And they like to be spoon-fed. You know the word spoon-feed? Like a mom spoon-feeds her baby, and this is really okay, right? But spoon-feed, it also means to give someone so much help or information that the person doesn't need to try himself or herself. So I feel that sometimes learners rely too much on their teacher, and they like to be spoon-fed. What do I mean? What I mean is that some learners are content. You know, content is when you are happy. So some learners are content or happy with just having their weekly lessons, learning the words the teacher taught them, doing some homework, and that's it. See you next week. But this isn't enough if you don't become an autonomous learner. Okay? Autonomous means independent, someone who can make his own decisions, someone who takes control of their learning and makes it an everyday journey. This means setting your own goals, practicing regularly outside of class, and just finding ways to immerse yourself in the language daily, making learning English an everyday experience, a part of your everyday life. Of course, it's a very different story if you live in an English-speaking country where you hear English everywhere. Do you agree? But what if you live in a country where English isn't the first language? Practicing your English daily becomes more challenging, right? But it's not impossible. You just need to find the right strategies, and that's exactly what I want to help you with by sharing some ideas. But there are so many YouTube videos and other materials online about improving your English. Why listen to me? Why? You are right. There's a lot out there. But everyone's story is unique. And you have to find the person who can motivate and inspire you. Because you are unique too. Who knows? Maybe you'll find my videos inspiring and then watching them will be worth it. In my next video, I'm going to share my personal story about my English learning journey with you. You're welcome to join me. Okay, but now let's go over some of the words I mentioned earlier. Are you ready? The way you say the words is your what? Pronunciation, right. Okay, I have a question for you. Do you think English pronunciation is difficult? Feel free to pause the video, answer the question out loud, or write your answer in the comments below, or send me a recording of your answers in an audio format at my email address, okay? Here's my email address, youneedpracticalenglish@gmail.com. I promise I'll read your answers or listen to them, and I will respond, okay? I'd love to hear from you. Now let's continue with the words. Okay, ready? Most English learners speak English with an, some with a strong one. We could also say thick one or a heavy one. Do you know the word? Right. Good job. Accent. Most English learners speak English with an accent. Some with a strong one, some with a thick one, or a heavy one. Okay, so my question for you, what's your favorite accent? Okay, the next one. All the words you know and you use is your vocabulary. Good job. Okay, so I have another exciting question for you. Do you have a wide vocabulary? Do you have a wide vocabulary in your first language? What about in English? Do you feel you have a limited vocabulary in English? You can also say vocab. Okay, the next one. To speak softly is to whisper. Good job. When do you usually whisper? Okay, the next one. When you know that something is true, you are confident. Good job. Would you like to be confident when you speak English? This is a good question. Think about it. Okay, let's go to the next word. When you're shy, not confident, you are timid. That's right. My question for you, do you feel timid when speaking English? A teacher who makes you want to learn more, to do something positive or creative is, what do you think the word is? Inspiring. Good job. Okay, I have a question for you. Who or what do you find inspiring when learning English? Are you ready for the next one? If I behave as if something is true when I know it's not, I pretend. Good job. Do you pretend to be a different person when speaking English? Just be honest. Okay, the next one. To give someone, if a learner is, they are independent and are able to make their own decisions. If a learner is autonomous, good job, then they are independent and are able to make their own decisions. Good job. Would you like to become an autonomous learner? Great. Okay, the next one. To give someone so much help or information that that person doesn't need to try himself or herself is to? Great, spoon feed. Do you feel like you're being spoon fed by your English teacher? The next one. When you're pleased with your situation, not hoping for change, you are content. Good job. Very good. Okay, are you content with your current knowledge of English? Current, it means present, now. Okay, so are you content with your current knowledge of English? Great. And do you remember these two animals? Okay, this one is a cheetah. And this one is a sloth. A sloth. Great. By the way, I plan to answer these questions in my upcoming videos. So, as I said earlier, in my next video, I'm going to share my personal story about my English learning journey with you. You're welcome to join me if you want to. But now, just think of the things we talked about earlier. Do you rely too much on your teacher and expect them to spoon feed you? Or are you trying to create those moments for yourself when you can improve and practice your English? Are you waiting for someone else to make an oasis for you in the desert? Or are you making it yourself? Think about it. Okay, I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much for your attention. Take care and you have the most beautiful day. And I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.